What's up, guys? Seth here. It's been a while since I've done a video where I'm just sitting here talking and chilling. So let me get right down to the point. Well, first I want to do a small review. Clear the weapon. Make sure we're empty. We're good. I don't talk about handguns very much or firearms. One thing, I'm not too much of an authority on them, and two, they're kind of touchy subject for all the little snowflakes out there. But anyway, I grabbed this the other day on eBay, this little attachment here, and it's basically a flashlight laser combo. You can turn on either one, and it does have an attachable grip squeeze thing to where you can, as soon as you grab your weapon, the light will come on. But I just prefer to have the little switch, that way, you know, I'm always in control of it fully. And you get the combination where you have the light and the laser on. I haven't had a chance to sight the laser in, but it's pretty accurate from what I can tell, just by lining it up with the iron sights. It's probably off a couple of centimeters. Anyway, cool little gizmo. So that's my little mini review on it. It's like 20 bucks or maybe 30 on eBay. There's a bunch of people that have them. So anyway, there's that. But the main focus of my video tonight, guys, is cheater swords. More, not even the cheater sword. It's the geometry discussion. And I'm going to show you guys 3 swords here, all great cutters with different geometries. And one of them is considered a cheater sword by certain people. And the thing about it is, that's the one that has traditional geometry. Let's get started. So the first one I'm going to show is HSTS Tsunami. This one has pretty heavy Honda Coup on it. And it's meant for, you know, all targets. It can handle water bottles. Not as good as thinner blades, but we'll get to that. But it's meant to be a workhorse and be a tank. It's tough. It can take a beating. It's not going to hold as sharp an edge as a sword with light here in the coup. And basically the difference is the here in the coup is the meat back here. The Honda Coup, if I'm correct on this, is the meat near the edge. Because the ha is the edge, and you know, whatever. So that's what the Tsunami is. It's meant for handling heavier targets like bamboo, wooden dowels, etc. Which is why you're not going to get many statics with this sword. Now let's move on to another popular geometry, which is the Hanwei XL geometry. Now, in my opinion, if any sword was going to be considered a cheater sword, which, let me just say this, there's no such thing as a cheater sword, so get that out of your heads. Okay? It's like, well, I'll get into the examples later on in the video. But anyway, this is a Hanwei Tori XL, the light version. Now, what is XL geometry? It's not traditional Japanese geometry. This is something that was invented for improving your cuts on mats. That is the purpose of the blade being wide here and thin here. It has light here in the coup, which means the edge doesn't round as much. It's like a triangle, it's thinner. So that's why it looks like that. And these do statics on mats very well. The weight of the sword makes the sword go through mats, you know, multiple mats easier. But is it cheating? I don't know. Is using a power drill cheating when you could use a screwdriver? It's all about the right. It's the best tool for the job. So if I'm going to go hang up some blinds on my windowsill over here, am I going to use a screwdriver when I have a power drill sitting there? Probably not. But is it cheating? Is it cheating because I see my neighbor downstairs struggling with a screwdriver because he one, doesn't go get one, or two, he can't afford one, whatever his situation is? That's not my problem, in other words. So if I'm able to have the proper tool or a better tool than someone down the street, does that mean I'm cheating? No, it just means I'm better prepared and I have a better tool. I'm trying not to laugh at that one. Better tool. But anyway, the purpose of this sword is mat cutting. It's, I mean, sure, it could hurt somebody. It could be used as a weapon. But traditional geometry, it is not. Is it a cheater sword? No, it's just a mat cutter. And you look up any review on the Hanwei XL series, these are mat cutters. That's what they're for. They're meant for mat cutting in martial arts. That explains why the blade is so wide and the spine is so thin, because it can go through a mat better and more efficiently than a sword like a tsunami. And now we're going to get into the really, really controversial HSTS Budo, which is the sword that kind of prompted this whole little rant of mine. This is an HSTS Budo. If you don't know what this is, it is definitely the most sought after production sword I've ever tried to go after. Anyone that knows the history of these swords, they know how hard they are to find. Does that mean they are some kind of mystical, ancient, supernatural sword that if you just hold it, you're fucking Musashi? No, it's just a good sword. Now this one is not like either one of the swords I just showed you guys. It has light here in the ku, but it's a Shinogi Zakuri's geometry, which is traditional Japanese geometry, but it's done so well that when you step off of a sword that Ken just replied to my comment. When you step off of a regular sword that's made something like this, but it's not done as well, of course it's going to appear like it's a whole lot better. It's just this is done right, and that one's not done too great. Especially those that don't work on their own edges. And I'm going to stress this, and I'm going to just stress this to the point where I can't stress it enough. Most production swords are not going to be ready for very, very heavy cutting out of the box. They're just not meant for that. They're going to require some work. Oh, Scott just commented. Appreciate that, Scott. Anyway, he was commenting on one of my cutting videos, said my case is looking good. But anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, coming off of other production swords, of course the Budo is going to seem like it's the end all, or it's some kind of cheater sword. But if you look at the sword, it's just a sword. It's not flat. It's not Hira. It's not like a Yuki, where it's like paper thin and it's wide. It's just a regular sword. But it's done so well, and it performs so well, that it outclasses, in a lot of people's minds, other swords. Now let's go back to the screwdriver and the power drill analogy. Is it my fault because I bought two of these, and I also have an RK2, which is basically the through hardened spring steel twin of the Budo style. So basically I have three HSTS performance swords. Is it my fault that because I have these, that my neighbor down the street who is struggling to cut with his $20 Musashi, is that my fault? Am I cheating? That's not my fault. Okay? And it irritates me. Like the comment, I'm sure was meant as a joke, but it kind of rubbed me the wrong way that night. And when I asked him about it, why it's considered a cheater, he couldn't give me a straight answer. He's like, well, just Google it, just research it. No, tell me why it's a cheater sword. What is a cheater sword? Bathrobe had me rolling early in his video. He's like, what the fuck is a cheater sword? He's doing all these crazy voices, but he's right. It's a sword. And in my opinion, I've said it before and I'll say it again, cheating is when you have an unfair advantage in a competition or a class or a project or something. And all I did was use a sword that I bought with my own money to cut a plastic pretzel container and issue a challenge to one of my friends on YouTube. Which, by the way, he made the cut. So, and I don't know, guys. The whole argument is just freaking stupid in my opinion. But no, it's traditional geometry done well. And there's a reason why these are sought after. But even the, it's not in here right now, even the Dragon King Shikatana, which I did not know cut that well until today. I haven't really used it that much. It cuts almost as good as the Budo. You know, you have to pick the right tool for the job. And it's like, obviously if I come in here with a claymore or a big ass battle axe or something, I wouldn't have made it through that Yutz container. That'd be a good challenge, by the way, Ken. In a claymore versus pretzel container, I would love to see that one. But I'm just saying, because you plan your cut, you plan what tool you're going to use, it doesn't make you a cheater, it just makes you smart. And sorry but not sorry if anyone is butthurt because I was able to jump on these 3 great swords from a friend of mine. But as you saw earlier, I took my worst sword and did an even better cut on a harder target, or a more difficult target, and I still made it through. A good sword is only going to get you so far in cutting or tameshigiri or bottle cutting, freestyle cutting, whatever your goal is. So you still have to work on your technique, you still have to work on your speed and your strength, and just your whole attitude. Okay? That's all I got, guys. You guys have a great one. Peace and say my name, and I'll see you in the next video.